Fridge free, fruit keep it fresh. No fridge, no problem. You can keep fruit fresh without it. It's easy and good for you. Learn how to store fruit the natural way. This guide will show you how. From apples to zucchini, we have you covered. Let's get started. Fridges are great, but sometimes they're not ideal for fruit. While refrigerators are excellent for keeping many types of food fresh, they can actually be detrimental to certain fruits. Some fruits lose flavor in the cold, others get mushy. For example, tomatoes can become mealy and lose their rich taste when stored in the fridge. Bananas can turn brown and mushy much faster. Knowing how to store fruit outside the fridge gives you more options. You can keep fruits like apples, pears, and citrus fruits at room temperature, which can enhance their flavor and texture. It also helps you reduce food waste. When fruits are stored properly, they last longer and are less likely to end up in the compost bin or trash can. That's good for your wallet and the planet. By reducing food waste, you save money on groceries and contribute to a more sustainable environment. Plus, it connects us to older, more traditional ways of preserving food. Before the invention of refrigerators, people used various methods to keep their fruits fresh, such as storing them in cool, dark places or using natural preservatives. Embracing these methods can also be a fun and educational experience for the whole family. It teaches children about the importance of food preservation and the benefits of eating fresh, seasonal produce. Additionally, buying fruits that don't require refrigeration can encourage you to shop more frequently at local farmers markets. This supports local farmers and ensures you get the freshest produce available. Organizing a beautiful fruit bowl on your kitchen counter can also serve as a natural decoration, adding color and vibrancy to your home. It makes healthy snacks more accessible and encourages you to eat more fruit. When fruits are stored at room temperature, they are often more flavorful and ready to eat, making it easier to prepare delicious fruit salads and platters. You can also enjoy making fresh fruit smoothies with perfectly ripened fruits that haven't been chilled to the point of losing their taste and texture. Learning about the history and science of food preservation can be fascinating. It gives you a deeper appreciation for the food you eat and the methods used to keep it fresh. Community gardens and urban farming initiatives often promote the idea of storing fruits without refrigeration. These practices can help build a sense of community and shared responsibility for sustainable living. Sharing fruits with neighbors and participating in community fruit exchanges can also reduce waste and foster a sense of togetherness. It's a wonderful way to connect with others and share the bounty of fresh produce. Keeping a food journal to track the ripeness and storage methods of different fruits can help you become more mindful of your eating habits and reduce waste. Finally, enjoying fresh fruits at a picnic or outdoor gathering can be a delightful experience. The natural sweetness and juiciness of room temperature fruits can make any meal more enjoyable. So the next time you reach for the fridge, consider whether your fruits might be happier and tastier outside of it. Embrace the natural way of storing fruits and enjoy the benefits it brings to your taste buds, wallet, and the planet. Let's talk about specific fruits. Apples, for example, last a long time in a cool, dry place. Think basement or pantry. Bananas are different. They like it cool, but not cold. A fruit bowl on the counter is perfect. Knowing how to store each type of fruit is key to keeping it fresh and delicious. Here's a neat trick: store avocados and tomatoes in a paper bag at room temperature. This helps them ripen faster. Avoid direct sunlight for most fruits. It makes them spoil quickly. Remember, proper storage is all about creating the ideal environment. Section 5. Cool, dark and dry perfect fruit storage. Most fruits love cool, dark and dry places. Think root cellars of the past. These spots mimic the natural environment of many fruits. If you don't have a root cellar, don't worry. A pantry or a cool cupboard works well too. The key is to avoid extreme temperatures and humidity. Section 6. Bananas behaving badly. Here's the fix. Bananas ripening too fast. It's a common problem that many of us face. You buy a bunch of bananas and before you know it, they're overripe and mushy. But don't worry, we've got some simple and effective tips to help you keep your bananas fresh for longer. Here's a tip: wrap the stem in plastic wrap. This might seem like a small step, but it can make a big difference. The plastic wrap helps to contain the ethylene gas that bananas naturally release. This gas is what causes the bananas to ripen, so by wrapping the stems, you can slow down the ripening process significantly. This slows down the ripening process. You can see the difference in a time lapse. Bananas that have their stems wrapped in plastic wrap stay fresh and yellow for a longer period compared to those that don't. It's a simple trick, but it works wonders. You can also separate bananas to slow down ripening. When bananas are kept together in a bunch, they tend to ripen faster because they are in close proximity to each other, allowing the ethylene gas to accumulate. By separating them, you reduce the concentration of the gas around each banana, which helps to keep them fresh for a longer time. Remember, bananas release a gas that makes other fruits ripen faster. This gas, ethylene, is a natural plant hormone that triggers the ripening process. It's not just bananas that are affected by this gas. Other fruits can also ripen faster when they are stored near bananas. So, keep them away from your delicate berries. Berries in particular are very sensitive to ethylene gas and can spoil quickly if they are stored near bananas. To keep your berries fresh, store them in a separate area of your kitchen or refrigerator. A little care goes a long way in keeping your bananas looking bright yellow. By following these simple tips, you can enjoy fresh and delicious bananas for a longer period. So next time you buy a bunch of bananas, remember to wrap the stems, separate them, and keep them away from other fruits. Your bananas will thank you. Section 7. Berries and Grapes, Delicate Delights. Berries and grapes are some of nature's most exquisite offerings. Their vibrant colors and sweet, tangy flavors make them a favorite among many, but their delicate nature requires special care to ensure they remain fresh and delicious. Berries and grapes are delicate. Their thin skins and juicy interiors make them susceptible to damage. When handling these fruits, it's essential to be gentle to avoid bruising or crushing them. The slightest pressure can cause them to burst, releasing their precious juices and compromising their texture. Don't wash them until you're ready to eat them. Washing berries and grapes too early can introduce moisture that accelerates spoilage. The water can seep into the tiny crevices of the fruit, promoting mold growth and reducing their shelf life. Instead, wait until just before consumption to give them a gentle rinse. Store them in a single layer in a shallow container. This method ensures that the fruits are not stacked on top of each other, which can lead to crushing and bruising. A shallow container allows for better air circulation, keeping the berries and grapes fresher for longer. This prevents them from getting crushed. When berries and grapes are piled up, the weight from the top layers can press down on the ones below, causing damage. By arranging them in a single layer, you minimize the risk of this happening, preserving their delicate structure. Keep them in the coolest part of your fridge. The cool temperature slows down the ripening process and helps maintain the fruit's freshness. Ideally, store them in the crisper drawer or the back of the fridge where it's coldest. This will extend their shelf life and keep them tasting their best. If you can't refrigerate them, eat them sooner rather than later. Berries and grapes are best enjoyed fresh. If refrigeration isn't an option, consume them within a day or two to ensure you're getting the best flavor and texture. Their delicate nature means they don't last long at room temperature. Their delicate nature makes them a special treat. Whether enjoyed on their own, added to a fruit salad, or used as a topping for desserts, berries and grapes bring a burst of flavor and a touch of elegance to any dish. Their fleeting freshness makes every bite a moment to savor. Section 8. Stone fruit, secrets, peaches, plums, and more. Stone fruits, like peaches, plums, and nectarines, are best at room temperature. Once ripe, you can store them in the fridge for a few days to extend their life, but for the best flavor, enjoy them at room temperature. Their juicy sweetness is best enjoyed at its peak. Section 9. When life gives you lemons, store them right. Lemons and limes last a long time at room temperature. Keep them in a bowl on your counter. You can also store them in a sealed bag in the fridge to keep them fresh longer. Their vibrant color and fresh scent will brighten up your kitchen. Section 10. Fridge-free fruit, good for you, good for the planet. Storing fruit without a fridge is easy and rewarding. It helps you reduce food waste and save energy. Plus, it allows you to enjoy the natural flavors of your favorite fruits. So ditch the fridge sometimes and embrace the traditional ways of keeping your fruit fresh and delicious.